Yeah, hello and good morning. This is a yoga class with still, so welcome to that. We're doing today a yoga class for beginners, so we do some basic and not so challenging asanas, and I'm gonna as always, but maybe a little bit more, cue them in detail, so you can have an idea of the asana, how the movement is meant, how you could try to move your body, and to find your movement in these asanas. And I want to cue the breath in detail, which I normally do always, and still I want to have a focus on that so you can get an idea of yoga in terms of moving meditation, where you breathe and move on the same time. Okay, so I wish you a wonderful yoga practice. And we start in seated postures. So please get something where you can sit on. So you get a block or a cushion or a pullover or whatever, so that you can sit a little higher and then bring your heels in front of each other. So your heels are in front of each other and your knees are on the ground. So if your knees are up in the air now, bring something underneath it, like same here. Can be a book, can be a pullover, whatever. And then bring your hands on your legs, spread your fingers, inhale, pull your shoulders up, exhale, shoulders down, elbows next, not out, but next to your body. Sit up straight and start to breathe slowly in and out. Take long inhalations and exhalations. And then watch your lower back. So try to bring your lower back really straight. For this, you're tucking your tailbone down, your pubic bone up. Then suck your lower belly a little bit in. So you're activating your core here just a little bit. You're not cramping it. So you can breathe freely. And breathe while you do that. And try to straighten your upper back. So your upper and middle back. So you really straight your spine up. And for some people it's nice to imagine that someone is pulling you really gently up from your head. Maybe you get a little bit bigger, taller. And continue to breathe. And pull your shoulders down while you do that. Not bring your shoulders up now while you straighten yourself. Two, three breaths here. Try to soften your face. Try to relax your face, your jaws, your eyes, your mouth. One more breath. The next inhalation. Bring your hands in front of your chest. All fingers are together, only the thumb is separated. Hands in front of your chest, and press your thumbs just gently into your chest. And do it kind of at the beginning of your sternum, where your ribs join your sternum. Press your hands together, palms together, elbows a little bit down. And maybe you can feel stretches in your arms already now. 2 breaths here. Then remember yourself. Yoga is not a challenge. It's not about reaching anything. It's not about coming deep or wide or in the asana. It's not about doing something perfectly. How you can move is fine. Everyone can move differently. Just try to do the movement as far or as deep as you want. Yoga is not a challenge or something for comparing how much you can move and others can move. One more breath here. The next exhalation. Bring your head down, chin on your chest, hands on your legs. And slowly, slowly open your eyes. And prepare yourself to move. The next inhalation, bring your hands over your head. And exhale, hands in front of your chest. Long inhalations. You inhale, long. Hands over your head. Exhale, hands in front of your chest. Inhale, hands over your head. Exhale, hands in front of your chest. You move with your breath. Every movement has a breath. Inhale, hands over your head. And then exhale. Interlace your fingers here and roll your wrists down. Inhale, change the direction. Move your wrist into the other direction. And exhale, both hands on your right leg and twist. Look to the side. When you move into a twist, do this always with the exhalation. So if you exhale now, twist a little more. And inhale, back to center, hands over your head. Exhale to the other side. Exhale, twist a little more. Inhale, back to center, hands over your head. Exhale, hands in front of your chest and then next to your hips. So you're bringing your hands on your fingertips next to your hips and move your elbows back so your chest widens. When you do that, your chest opens. And try to breathe into your chest. 2 breaths here. Close your eyes if you want. Last inhalation. And exhale. And then inhale, bring your hands again over your head. Exhale, grab your head with your right hand and your left hand down and pull your head to the side. Hands are again like on your fingertips as before. And gently pull your head. You're not pulling it with all your force. Move more your left shoulder now down and do the stretch with this. Last exhalation here. And then inhale, back to center. Right arm, left arm up, right arm grabs your head, and exhale down. It's your left arm which grabs your hand now. I'm confused this morning with directions. I hope it's still fine, you can follow me. Move your right shoulder down to intensen the stretch. Last exhalation here. Inhale back to center, both hands over your head once more. Exhale, hands in front of your chest and then on the mat. So come onto your mat. We start tabletop position. It's a very basic asana and it can be really intense. So you bring your hands, you stretch your fingers as wide as you can and bring them, your hands underneath your shoulders. So here in my shoulders, here's my wrist now. I'm not putting them here or here. So really underneath my shoulders and then knees underneath your hips. So knees directly underneath your hips, hands directly underneath your shoulders, and you spread your fingers wide and then you press the knuckles of your fingers, so this part of your finger, into the mat. You don't have so much weight on your wrist, but on your fingers at the front. So 2 breaths here, and then last, look at my lower back. I'm tucking my tailbone down, so my lower back comes straight. 2 breaths here. Exhalation. And with the inhalation, the next one, you move your tailbone up and look to the front into cow pose. Elbows and shoulder back, and then exhale. You move your tailbone first and then you let your head sink down. Press your fingers into the mat. Make a round upper back into cat. Making like this round back like cats do. And inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Inhale cow. Exhale cat. Move with your breath. Inhale into cow. Exhale cat. One more time. Inhale, cow. And exhale into cat. Then inhale into tabletop position again. Stay here for 2 breaths. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And with the next inhalation, bring your right arm up. Try to open your chest. Your left hand stays where it is. Exhale. And then inhale, hand down. Exhale here. Inhale, left arm. Last inhalation. Exhale here. And inhale, hand down. Exhale, tabletop. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right leg down. Inhale, left leg up. Pull your toes towards you. Exhale, down. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, right arm down. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, left arm down. And then inhale, bring your hands 1.5 handspans in front of you. Exhale, bring your toes up. So you bring your toes on the mat. And now we try to come into the downward dog. So downward dog position, one of the most important asanas, because we do it so often. So try to find your alignment. You press your fingers, you stretch your fingers as wide as you can, not like that. You're opening your hands up and press the knuckles of your fingers into the mat. And then you inhale, look between your hands, and with the exhalation you bring your hips up. This looks and sounds so easy, but downward facing dog is a really challenging asana. So try to bring your heels down, your hips up, press your hands into the mat and roll your outer armpits in. That means when you see it from the front, you move your elbow like this, so your elbow and your biceps coming to the front. This opens your shoulders. Micro bend your knees and then let your head go. You're looking between your legs, not on your mat. One more breath here. And with the next inhalation, you look between your hands and you try to step with one of your feet to the front, long step, big step with the inhalation into halfway lift, which means both feet together, hands on your chin bones so your lower back is straight. And then exhale into forward fold. You let yourself fold forward and you try to bring your hips above your ankles. So if you're standing like this now or to the front, try to come up with your hips over your ankles. Then you can let your hands hang down. If they're not reaching the ground, you're here, it's fine. It's not about coming anywhere. If you, as long as you feel a stretch in your legs, the back side of your legs, it's fine. Then inhale, reach up, 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 hands over your head. And exhale, hands in front of your chest. And stay there for 2 breaths. I'm just getting aware. I have to pull my camera a little bit more up. Breathe in and out slowly. just set up. Hands in front of your chest. And we're starting to move in to this so-called sun salutation together. So, with the inhale, bring your hands over your head. Exhale, hands in front of your chest, and then let yourself sink down into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on your chin. Exhale, into the plank, both hands next to your feet. Move your feet to the back. Hands underneath your shoulders. You're in a plank like a piece of wood. And then exhale, knees on your mat. Your chest between your hands. And then look to the front. Chin on your mat. Inhale, small cobra. You're moving your pubic bone and your tailbone on the mat. Look up, hands underneath your shoulders, and exhale. Bring your toes on the mat and come into downward facing dog. With an exhalation, look between your hands. Take a step to the front. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. You bring your weight onto your front toes. Inhale, reach up to palm tree pose. Exhale, hands in front of your chest. Do it one more time. This was one sun salutation. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on your chin. Bones, of course. Exhale, into plank. And the knees, chest, chin on the ground. Look to the front, elbows back. Inhale. Small cobra. Exhale into downward facing dog. And find your alignment here. So you press your hands into the mat here. Pressing from your hands, your hips up. Roll your outer armpits in. Your heels move down. Still, you micro bend your knees. Let your head go. Next inhalation, look between your hands. Take a step to the front. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Reach up, 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 up. Hands over your head together. Palm tree pose, Halasana. Exhale, hands in front of your chest. Do that once more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Move with your breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Into plank, and the knees, chest, chin on the ground. You look to the front. So your butt is staying up here. Inhale. Press your tailbone and pubic bone into the mat. And open up your chest, elbows back into Bhujangasana. Small cobra. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Two breath here. With the next inhalation, bring your right leg up and behind you. And exhalation, your foot between your hands. So, right foot is on the mat now. Hands are next to your foot. And your left foot is not on your toes again, but you bring it, lay it down. Try to bring your right knee over your ankle, and then with the inhalation, come up into low lunge. Low lunge, one of the really can be one of the really intense asanas, and you try to pull your pubic bone up now and your tailbone down. So you're not sitting with the round lower back like this. You're trying to bring your lower back straight. And then bring your hands onto your knees. Let your shoulders sink. And really press your right foot and your left foot into the mat. And then you can maybe feel your left leg already, the front of your left leg. So you try to have a little stretch here in your left leg. So you're not sitting like this on your left leg. You're bringing your knee a little bit more back so you can feel a stretch in your front hip, in your front left leg. 2 breaths here. Low lunge. With the next inhalation, bring your hands over your head, bring your arms up, and let your shoulders sink down while doing that. So you're not pulling your shoulders up, you let your shoulders sink down, still your hands are up and arms are up. Full low lunge pose, we stay here for 2 breaths. Exhale. Last inhalation. And with the exhalation, move your left elbow to the outside of your right leg into the twist. Hands in front of the chest together. And try to not collapse. You're not laying on your right leg now, but your upper body is kind of up and still you're twisting. Look over your right shoulder or just to the side as far as you can. As I said, it's not about challenging yourself in asana. I'm not a big fan of that. Just go as far as it feels right for you. Don't go too far. This is not yoga. This is maybe, I don't know, CrossFit or like other sports where you're pushing yourself all the way, all the time. This is not my understanding of yoga. So stay here, and with the next inhalation, come back to center. Exhale, bring your hands back on the mat and sit back, straighten your front leg into half splits. So here, you can maybe bring a block next to your leg to support your hands. Or you can bring your hands just up on your right leg, up on your right shin, and try to have your upper back as straight as you can. So don't collapse on your upper back to go down. Stay open with your upper back. Last inhalation here. Exhalation. And then inhale, right leg back on the mat. Exhale here. Inhale, bring your toes onto the mat of the left leg. And then exhale, left leg straight, and try to come up into high lunge. It's a little bit more intense. Hands on your leg. You're staying with your hands on your leg to support our leg. And here you try to bring your left leg as straight as you can and pull still your tailbone down. Let your shoulders sink down and look to the front. 2 breaths, 3 breaths here. High lunge. down, knee down again. Inhale, knee up. And with the exhalation, try to bring your right foot back into plank. And sink down into knees, chest and chin on the ground. Inhale. Bhujangasana, small cobra. Exhale. Downward facing dog. 2 breaths here, and remember yourself about the alignment. So your hands are stretched, open up as far as you can. You press the knuckles of your fingers into the mat. So here is the weight on the front of your hand, not on the wrist. This is really important to keep your wrist safe. Your hips come up. You press your heels down. If your heels, they are probably not reaching the mat now, as my heels do. This is not a problem. My heels not reach the mat. It's not about that. It's about that you feel a stretch in your legs, in your calves. Let your head sink down and prepare yourself to do the same sequence on the left leg now. So inhale, left leg back and up. It has not to be up, up, up. You can just bring it back. Exhale, left foot between your hands, right knee on the ground. And look here, that you have like a little angle here. Then inhale, low lunge. Hands on your legs, left knee over your left ankle, right leg. You have a little angle here. Pull your tailbone down, pubic bone up. 2 breaths here. Breath. If you want, bring with your next inhalation your hands over your head to full lunge pose. Press both feet into the mat. Last inhalation. With the exhalation, bring your right elbow to the outside of your left knee, into the twist. This can be really intense. Try not to collapse your upper body. With the exhalation, twist a little more. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hands down and come into half splits. Pull your left toes towards you. And remember, it's not about coming down with collapsing your upper body. Your upper body is straight. And if you cannot come down so far, it's not a problem. Then bring your hands on your left leg, on your left shin bone, or support yourself with a block. Last exhalation here. And with the next inhalation, bring your left foot back down on the mat. In. Exhale, bring your right toes into the mat. Inhale, right knee up and come into high lunge. So again, right knee as straight as it can and still pull your tailbone down. You're seeing that with me now. If I pull my tailbone down, my knee tries to move together. So then I straighten my knee again. Left knee over your left ankle, hands on your leg, and right heel is up. It's really bright now from the sun, so you cannot see it, but I'm not pulling my heel down. Heel is up on my toes. 2 breaths here. Balancing Asana too. Last inhalation. And exhale, hands down, knee down, inhale here. And with the exhalation, press into your hands and then try to bring your left foot back into plank and the knees, chest, chin on the mat. Inhale into small cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look between your hands, take a step to the front, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up, 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 up. Exhale, hands in front of your chest and close your eyes for a moment. Breathe into your body. Feel your heart beating. Feel your breath. Exhalation. Bring your hands down next to your hips, palms facing the front. Open your hands up, and if you want, open your eyes or leave them closed into mountain pose Tadasana. And remember yourself while you're staying here. Yoga is not a competition. I said challenge all the time in the video in the minutes before. Of course it can be a challenge, but it's not a competition. It's not about being better or less good or worse than someone else. It's not about that. It's about your body, your movement, your breath. No competition at all. And I know it feels maybe sometimes like this with all this videos and content we see. This is not how yoga I interpret it and how I think it is or was meant to be. And prepare yourself for our last standing asana here. While you're in Tadasana, one really famous asana warrior two together. So with the next inhalation, bring your hands back in front of your chest. And exhalation, move your right foot out. Your feet or your foot, your right foot is showing to the front of your mat, and move your left leg out too, but your left foot is now 90 degrees from the mat. So your feet are like this. Back foot, front foot. Okay, so right foot shows to the front, left foot shows 90 degrees from the mat. And then you try to bring your hips to the side. So your hips are facing the side, and bring your hands onto your hips. And then inhale, both hands to the side. And exhale, you bend your front knee as far as you can into 90 degrees angle. But if you're standing like this, it's fine. It's not, as I said, not a competition. And arms up. And you try not to bring your hip to the front. Your hip stays to the side. And you will see, if your hip is to the side, your right knee wants to move to the inside, so to the left now. And you try to move your right knee out and arms up. And then you can, to complete the asana, you look over your right hand. 2-3 breaths here. Can be really challenging. Last inhalation here. Exhale, hands on your hips, straighten your front leg. Inhale, right foot 90 degrees to the mat. Exhale, left foot out. And on this side, we're trying to find our foot alignment a little bit more intensely. So first, your front foot is into the middle of your back foot. So your front heel is in the middle of the arch of your back foot. Back foot, as I said, 90 degrees, front foot straight. And then inhale, bring your hands out, and then try to find your distance here. So your wrist should be kind of on front or on top, let's say like this, of your ankle, as you see it with me. Then inhale here, exhale, bend your front leg. Hip stay to the side. Left knee will now move in. So you're moving your hip out, and then also tuck your tailbone down. Not having your tailbone out. And hands to the side, look over your left hand. One more breath here. Inhale. Last exhalation. And inhale, hands back on your hips, front leg straight. Exhale here. And then inhale, move your left arm up, right arm back. Look to the side, to the front of your mat, and then exhale, both arms down. Bend your left knee, turn your right foot to the front. Inhale, left leg back into plank, and then exhale, knees onto your mat, and then sit back on your heels into child's pose. Let your head sink on the mat as far as you can. Try to sit on your heels. This can be really, really intense too. Mostly it's because our lower back is tight, our hamstrings are tight. Try to sit back. If you have a block, you can also bring your block onto your calf muscles and then it's a little bit easier maybe for you. 2 breaths here. Last inhalation. Exhalation. Inhale, come slowly up. And exhale, let yourself sink onto your right hip. And bring your legs in front of you. And shake your legs out a little bit. We're coming to our last asanas. So 2 or 3. First is a twist. So inhale, straighten your left leg and bring your right leg over your left leg. You bring your right foot on the outside of your left knee. And then you inhale, bring your right hand behind you. Fingers are pointing to your back. And then you inhale, bring your left arm up. And with the exhale you bring, as we did in low lunge, you bring your left elbow to the outside of your right leg and twist. Left arm is up, left hand is up. It's not like hanging somewhere. And then twist. And try to pull your left toes towards you while you're doing that. Half long of the fish's pose. Don't ask me why it's called like that. Exhale, twist a little more. Inhale, back to center, arms over your head. Exhale, come into the counter twist. This is really important. So we're balancing the twists out. Inhale, back to center, change the side. Exhale, left foot over your right leg on the height of your knee. Bring your left arm to the back. Inhale, right arm up. And then exhale, twist from your upper body. Twist until your elbow comes to the outside of your left knee. And then look over. And this can be really intense to the outside of your left leg now. I can feel it a lot at the moment. Exhale, twist a little more. Inhale, back to center, hands over your head. Exhale, counter twist. Inhale, both legs straight. Exhale, hands next to your hips. It's what we did in the beginning while we're still sitting on our blocks. And then try to sit as straight up as you can, not collapsing like this. Pull yourself up, straighten your legs, pull your toes towards you, and then try to sit as straight up as you can. I know this can be really challenging. This is Dandasana pose, death pose. Your elbows not coming out but to the back. Sit as straight as you can. It's really challenging. Press your legs into the mat. Inhalation here, and then with the next exhalation try to move forward from your hip into Paschimottanasana. And again, it's not a competition. You try to move as far as you can to the front, but it's not about going somewhere deep. If your lower back or upper back goes wrong, you're not coming down like this. It's not Paschimottanasana. You're sitting straight. And with the exhale, you move from your hips to the front, and then your hands are maybe there, or maybe there. It doesn't matter, as long as you feel a stretch. Exhale more into the Asana. With the last exhale, maybe let your head sink down if you want. Maybe feel it on your whole back. Inhale one last time here. Exhale, let yourself sink deeper if you want. And then with the next inhalation, slowly up again. And exhale, let yourself sink onto your mat. Knees in front of your chest on your back. And roll a little bit from side to side. And prepare yourself for the finish of the class. Inhale here. And exhale into your final resting pose, your final resting asana, Shavasana. Always the last asana we're doing in yoga classes to give our body rest. So you're laying both feet onto the mat. Feet are mat wide out. And then your hands lie next to your body. Palms facing upwards. And close your eyes and breathe into your body. There is nothing more to do. But breathing. then slowly, slowly come back with your attention to your room. Start to move your fingers a little bit, move your toes. You can circle your wrists one more time. If you want, give yourself a big stretch. Maybe you want to move in some direction. Slowly, slowly come back over your right body side to the seated posture in which we started. And close your eyes again and bring your hands in front of your chest. And thank yourself for doing this yoga practice here today. And thank yourself for putting yourself not into a competition, maybe into a challenge, but not into a competition. And then thank your body for carrying you around all day. Bring your hands in front of your heart center to remind yourself of having clear and loving intentions towards yourself and others. Bring your hands in front of your mouth to remind yourself of having clear and loving communication with yourself and others. Bring your hands on your forehead to remind yourself of having clear and loving thoughts about yourself and others. Thank you for sharing this yoga practice with me today, and have a wonderful day.